Bazalwane, the season that was very interesting. Beautiful football was played. Records looked like they're going to be broken in some aspects, and some were broken. We welcome Naledi Apai. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Look, the season ended on a very bad note. Bafana is busy mending us, you know?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Mamelodi Sundowns. Lufuno, you remember who they are?
Yeah.
You remember Soccer City, famous night, 5-0.
I do remember them very well.
Oh, I know. Just so we clear on who we're talking about.
We're clear.
Naledi, the season that was for Sundowns, spoke about chameleon football, there were other terms that were done. Wrap it up for us.
Look, I think personally, they really could have done a better job. You don't end a season with just one trophy.
No, it's two, Naledi. The AFL was there.
It's one.
She's an honest Sundowns supporter. Listen, Mpho.
Hey, people feel very...
You've got all the players in the world. You buying the best players. Every season, you're making sure that you buy the best of the best. But you can't even win a Nedbank Cup. You fail again in the MTN 8. Oh. I believe it really should have been a better season. I believe what would have been a better season actually for Sundowns would have been winning, you know, that last match against Cape Town City, just going invisible at least.
100%.
But it wasn't.
Sundowns gave good football. Invincible was there, see.
Yeah, look, we can't take away from Sundowns. The Invincible was there, but unfortunately on the last day, as Naledi says, had Sundowns taken that last game, look, we could have had a completely different season, you know. That Nedbank lost to Pirates, it would have been water underneath a bridge.
We're going to ask Lufuno this question. It's something he's very... He hasn't seen such in a long time. Lufuno, do trophies mean anything if you are now on a run that Sundowns has been on? Do you have to have silverware to be able to say the performance on the field was there, the records you're breaking because you've got most wins, you've got most clean sheets, you've got the least goals conceded in terms of 11 equaling Kaizer Chiefs record. Do you now have to have trophies to say this was a good season?
No, absolutely, Mpho, because if we look at the previous season, Sundowns, besides the league, they had to win these other trophies. And if you look at it in a nutshell, that all the important games that Sundowns have played this season, they've lost them. They lost the MTN, they lost the Nedbank, they lost the semi-final of the Champions League.
Aye.
These are all big games that Sundowns had to show up to say, we are Sundowns, we are unbeaten. But on those critical games, all those games, they lost them.
So, Naledi, looking at that from a media perspective, from a supporter's perspective, would you say it was a failure of a season or it was a good season? Because, I mean, everybody was talking about Sundowns, chameleon football. Sundowns can go away and play anybody and they'll win. By December, before we went to the AFCON, we knew this thing was under. Would then one domestic trophy would make that a failure?
So what we always know is that Sundowns are going to win the league. That's a given every season. You know, they are the most consistent team.
Hopefully, we should let Lufuno can understand that even with this new coach coming, it doesn't matter.
Maybe things would change next.
No
I mean,
change
you know,
coming.
The coach that's coming in, well, that's a very good coach. So you never know what's going to happen. But given Sundowns will win the league, we know that already, because when you let them lead the log table, it's very hard to let anyone else be on top of the table. Do I think it was a failure of a season for them? I think failure is a very harsh word, but they really could have done better. Because besides the AFL, it's just the league. With a squad as deep as that, better than your Pirates, Ibile. So, yeah,
let's put numbers to it. So, Nalfuno, 33 million euros. Versus...
No, man, don't come here. No, hey, man, no, we're not putting
into perspective.
Leave
19 million euros.
No,
difference.
Leave the number.
It's a lot of money.
Nobody remembers how much you won, but people will remember the trophies because they stayed there forever. And if I were to give you a brutal answer, because I can see she's sugarcoating this thing. She's sugarcoating this thing. MTN failed. Calling Black Label failed. Nedbank failed. The league has always been at Sundowns. People have to come and fetch it. They did not come and fetch it. So it's a failure.
But here's
Champions
my thing.
League.
No, here's my thing. We may say the league is at Sundowns.
It is there.
But Sundowns have to win it It's not like the season arrives and they sit back and, I mean, to be winning half of the first round.
Mpho, anybody that wants to win the league must go and get it at Clorcop. It's there. They've got it. It's simple as that. They are the champions. For how many times now?
Yeah, 7 in a row.
7 in a row, okay? So Sundowns winning the league is not something special anymore.
No, it is special.
No, it is special, but they do it
Here's my argument, Naledi. Are Sundowns supporters that spoiled that they think they're now entitled to winning?
When you've won something so many times, I don't think you still get excited because you know it's coming home. I don't know how they feel, but if you win something every single season for 7 seasons in a row, it doesn't get, like, you don't get excited anymore.
There's no goosebumps.
You know?
So Twanzi Bajiwe and then bring it back.
No. Win the league, but go on to win other trophies as well. Yeah. That's what the fans want.
Yeah.
To add on what she's saying, or probably disagree, I think it has to be exciting. You know, if you look at our man right there, what Kaizer Chiefs has done.
Just look next door.
You know, what
9 years going to 10.
What Sundowns is doing needs to stampede what a Kaizer Chiefs has done. You know, they need to emphasize themselves. And for me, if they win this thing season in, season out, it speaks huge volumes. But then again, you take it into what he has said in terms of being a failure. I agree with him. It has been a failure for me, if I look at it in that context, you know. You look at the kind of quality that's in that team. But again, pragmatic football versus idealism. We need to change those two things.
Change will come next season. Naledi, new season is about to start. People have coaches, coaches have signed, people are going on a pre-season, except for Lufuno's team, they don't know yet which day the coach arrives.
Yeah.
When the new season starts, as a Sundowns supporter, leagues in the we start with MTN 8.
Yeah.
If Sundowns loses it, are you forgiving of that, or do you want them? Or if Sundowns wins Black Label, if Sundowns wins Nedbank and then the league, what is the priority there? We understand that there's a big thing to fetch there.
There's a lot happening. Yeah, I think for a lot of Sundowns fans, obviously they want the big fish, which is the Champions League. They've only won it once, and also there've been a lot of controversies around that win also of how they won that Champions League. So obviously every single season they are longing for that. So I believe that a successful season for Sundowns would be that. I also believe it's about time Rulani as a head coach alone wins one of the two, Nedbank Cup or the MTN 8. He's never won it. So, but then if he goes into another final with a Jose Riviero, we know what's going to happen.
Also, you are saying Jose is
already putting a
kryptonite.
Just saying they should avoid going to a final with Pirates.
Hey, my thought. No, Pirates must play Stellenbosch in the semi-final, and then because Stellenbosch does those
Pirates
things.
is not in the final with Sundowns.
Then Sundowns stand a chance.
Hey.
Essie, the season is about to start.
Yes, sir.
Your wish list.
My wish list. It's to win all of them. No, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you.
You've got the squad too.
I have got the squad too. The only difference is how do I periodization? How do I do that? You know, I've got the team. I'm not going to talk about a Club World Cup. I'm talking about domestically. I want to win everything.
Or Ingi?
Club World Cup. Talfono, did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I heard it. I heard it. I'm
coming to America. Lufuno.
Yes.
We'll ask you in a different way because we know you don't want Sundowns to win anything. Based on the squad that Sundowns has at their disposal, shopping list of the trophies, where do you see them ending up?
Mr. Sunshine, you know what you need to do. As he said, you need to win everything. With the squad that you have, Sundowns should be winning everything. They've got the players. They've got the team. They've got, in every position, they can select another player. So Sundowns should be winning everything. And if Sundowns win only the league, for me, it's a failure. If Sundowns don't get into the final of Champions League, just to get into the final of Champions League, it's a failure. Because every time they plan to do that.
So Sundowns must win everything?
Yes.
Okay, but Sundowns must win everything. My wish, Nedbank, the league, and that big fish called the Champions League. I will be happy. I will be so happy I'll leave for a break right now.